let's have a real talk, buddy. I literally just got a 15% raise, and I'm still on DoorDash like 5 times a week wondering where all my money's going. It's giving chaos.
That's not chaos. That's actually one of the most studied psychological traps in human history, and you're not dumb for falling into it. Your brain is literally built to do this to you.
Wait, my brain is actively plotting against me? That feels personal.
Haha, kind of. It's called the Hedonic Treadmill, and in the next 8 minutes, we're going to break down exactly why more money never feels like enough, and what you actually do about it.
No cap. This better not just be spend less, invest more because I will close the app.
It is not. Let's get into today's topic. Jason, there is too many things to learn. The hook. Sound familiar? Let me paint you a picture. You're 23, making $38,000 a year. Your apartment has one window that faces a brick wall. You're splitting Spotify with 3 people, and you keep telling yourself, if I could just hit $55,000, I'd be set. I could actually breathe. Fast forward 3 years. You grinded, you networked, you said yes to every project that came across your desk. You're now at $62,000 a year. New apartment, solo Spotify account, and a gym membership you use twice a month. And yet, you're watching this video right now feeling the exact same stress you had at $38,000. The algorithm raised your baseline. Here's one you'll recognize. You're scrolling TikTok at 1 a.m. and you see someone your age with a perfectly organized apartment, a Stanley Cup lineup, and a wardrobe that looks like they curate it. No comparison happening. You just suddenly feel like your life is less. You weren't unhappy 30 seconds ago. The algorithm just handed your brain a reference point it didn't have before. And now your baseline shifted, without your income changing by a single dollar. That's the treadmill speeding up. Every comparison is a button that bumps the speed, and social media is basically a button factory running 24/7. What actually is the hedonic treadmill? Psychologists Berkman and Campbell named it that in the 70 seconds, and the concept is genuinely kind of devastating once you get it. Your brain has a happiness set point, a baseline it always returns to, no matter what good thing happens to you. Win $10,000 on a scratch ticket, you're euphoric for a few weeks, then you're back. Get the job you've been chasing for 2 years. You feel amazing for a month, maybe 2, then it just becomes your job. The high wears off. Your brain adapts. And the moment it adapts, it wants the next thing. This isn't you being ungrateful. This is your brain's literal survival mechanism. It was designed for scarcity. It was never meant to live in a world with same-day Amazon delivery and 100 different streaming services. The math that hits different. Let me show you how this plays out in actual money, because the numbers are low-key wild. You're making $52,000. After taxes, you're taking home maybe $3,400 a month. Your rent, food, transportation, phone, the baseline stuff runs about $2,200. You've got $1,200 of actual breathing room. You get promoted to $70,000. Now you're taking home around $4,500. But here's what happens automatically, almost without you noticing. You move to a slightly nicer place, maybe $300 more in rent. You upgrade your car payment by $180 because you deserve something newer. You're going out more because you're doing better and you want to celebrate. That's $250 more on food. A few subscriptions here, a skincare routine upgrade there, a weekend trip that felt spontaneous but wasn't cheap. Your discretionary income? Still around $1,100. You made $18,000 more per year and somehow have less room each month. That's lifestyle creep. It's silent. It's automatic. And it's why 6 figures feels exactly like $40,000. The group chat trip that got out of hand. Here's a real one. Your group chat plans a weekend trip. 2 years ago, you would have immediately Googled hostels and split an Airbnb 5 ways. Now you're making more, so the conversation shifts. Someone drops a boutique hotel link. It's not that much more. You're doing okay. You don't want to be the one who kills the vibe. So you split it 4 ways. The flights were already a little more than you planned. Dinner out both nights, brunches, Ubers everywhere. You get home and $600 turned into $900, and honestly, you're not sure if you even had more fun than the hostel trips you took at 22. The lifestyle upgraded. The happiness didn't. And you'll do it again next trip without thinking twice. That's the treadmill at work in real time. The stats that should shake you. In 2010, researchers at Princeton studied over 450,000 people and found that day-to-day emotional well-being stops rising meaningfully after a certain income level. In a 2023 Bank of America report found that 52% of people earning between $100,000 and $150,000 describe themselves as living paycheck to paycheck. That's the top 20% of earners, financially stressed, monthly. This isn't an income problem. This is a psychology problem wearing an income problem costume.
Okay, the group chat trip thing hit different. I literally did this. Mexico trip. We were going to do an Airbnb, ended up at an all-inclusive, and I was checking my bank account on the flight home like it was a horror movie. Oh my god.
And the all-inclusive wasn't more fun than a cheaper trip would have been, was it?
I mean, kind of, but also kind of not. Like, the memories aren't proportional to what I spent. Is that the thing?
That is exactly the thing. Research consistently shows experiences give you more lasting happiness than stuff, but the experience doesn't have to be expensive. The connection, the novelty, the story, that's what your brain actually stores. The price tag fades.
So I overpaid for the same memory I could have gotten for cheaper. Period.
And that's true for almost everything. Let's continue to talk about how to actually fix it. The arrival fallacy. Why once I get there? Never works. Here's the concept that changes how you think about all of this. The arrival fallacy. It's the idea that happiness lives at the destination. Once I hit $100,000, once I pay off my student loans, once I've got 6 months of emergency fund, once I buy the car, once. The research says the opposite is true. People are happiest when they're making progress towards something meaningful, not when they've arrived. The planning phase of a vacation is often more enjoyable than the vacation itself. The building of something is more satisfying than the exit, which means if you're delaying your happiness, telling yourself you'll finally feel good about your life once you get to some number, you are betting on a payday that your brain will never actually cash. Where to actually put your money? Let's talk about where to actually put your money so it does something for your happiness. Because the research here is pretty clear. Experiences beat stuff, almost every time. Here's why. A new couch adapts. In 3 months, it's just your couch. But a random road trip with your friends that went slightly wrong becomes a story you tell for 10 years. Memories don't depreciate. They compound. A 2014 study found that just anticipating an experience makes you happier than anticipating a purchase. You can be in a better mood about your weekend camping trip starting Tuesday. You don't get that with an Amazon package you're waiting on. And here's the kicker. Experiences are usually cheaper. A cooking class with friends, a concert for a band you love, a day trip somewhere new. These are $50 to $200 decisions that create real memories. The $800 Ottoman does not. 3 ways to actually step off the treadmill. Fix 1. The raise split rule. When you get a raise, decide before the money hits what percentage goes to lifestyle versus investing. I like 30-70. 30% can flow into lifestyle upgrades, 70% goes straight to investments. This isn't about deprivation. It's about being intentional. You get to upgrade, but you also get to build. Decide this rule now, not in the moment when you're excited and already mentally redecorating. Fix 2. Negative visualization. Once a week, spend 10 minutes genuinely imagining you lost your job tomorrow. The apartment, the subscriptions, the current life. Let the discomfort hit, then open your eyes and realize you still have all of it. That gap between imagined loss and current reality is where gratitude lives. Gratitude is the only known antidote to hedonic adaptation. Your brain can't simultaneously adapt to something and be grateful for it. Fix 3. Buy time, not things. Every dollar you invest instead of spend is a dollar that eventually works for you. At a 4% withdrawal rate, $25 invested buys you $1 of permanent passive income. Stack enough of those, and you're not on the treadmill anymore. You stepped off because you bought your own time back. The real flex nobody talks about. Real talk. The culture we live in is specifically designed to keep you on the treadmill. Every ad, every that girl aesthetic, every finance influencer flashing gains they may or may not have, they benefit from you believing that you're almost there, that the next thing will do it. The actual flex in 2025, knowing what's enough for you, not because you've given up, but because you've figured out the game faster than most people do. Deciding that enough is a number, not a feeling, and choosing that number yourself before someone else chooses it for you, that's financial maturity. That's the main character behavior people don't talk about. Bridge to podcast close. Before I wrap this up, I want to do something different. We had a conversation before this video that got genuinely real. Here's the last part of it, because I think it lands the point better than I could by myself.
Okay, so if the goal isn't to just make more money, what is the goal? Like, genuinely, what am I working toward?
Options. The goal is options. Money that gives you the ability to say no to things that drain you and yes to things that don't. Time is the real currency. Money is just how you buy it back.
That's actually it, though. My anxiety isn't about the number in my account, it's that I feel like I have no choices. Like I'm just stuck reacting.
Exactly. And here's the shift. You stop chasing a feeling. I just need to feel financially comfortable and start building specific options. 3 months of expenses saved. Investments growing. Skills that give you leverage. Those are real. The feeling never arrives. The options do.
Okay, that actually just rewired something in my brain a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Finally, the Hedonic Treadmill isn't a moral failure. It's ancient software running on hardware that wasn't built for TikTok, 2-day shipping, and a world where someone with 400K followers is always showing you a life that looks better than yours. You're not broken for feeling like more money doesn't move the needle. You're human, but being human also means you can recognize the pattern and actually choose something different. Enough is not a cop-out. It's a decision. Decide what enough looks like for your actual life, not the comparison version, not the algorithm version yours, and then build toward that with actual intention. The treadmill doesn't have a finish line, but you can step off whenever you want. That's kind of the whole thing. If this landed for you, subscribe and hit the bell. I post every week about money psychology stuff that most finance channels don't touch. And drop in the comments, what's the income milestone you've been telling yourself will finally fix it? Let's talk about it.